for some bars, barking like a mating fox for others. The only word she appeared to know was Mimi, which came out so loud and sustained I thought her vocal cords might snap. I stood in the aisle, less than 2 feet from Flavia, clutching another bottle of Cristal, which was humming in my hand as our performer, in her final flourish, attempted vibrato. The crystal glassware and bottles in the drinks cabinet began to shiver and clink with embarrassment. I shot a sideways look at Tyler in his reclining armchair, dicky bow untied and loose around his neck, hands pressed over his heart, and gazing at Flavia as though he were watching an endearing video of baby pandas at play. Tyler, a culture vulture with at least 10% of his net worth invested in art, who frequented the most prestigious opera festivals in the world, was mesmerised. I waited a couple of seconds after Flavia let out her last notes before aiming the remote control at the sound system and pressing stop. Flavia stood there, still hanging from the rail, breathing deeply through her nose, her face arranged in an expression suggesting she'd just witnessed a miracle. At the same time, Tyler rose to his feet and started clapping, slowly at first, then accelerating. Flavia attempted a coy smile, let go of the rail and wobbled, 3 tripping steps to the right, 4 to the left. Flavia, 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 that was outstanding, Tyler said, still clapping. You have the voice of an angel, voice of an angel, he went on, before turning to me. Don't you agree, Saskia? Doesn't she sing like an angel? Talk about an awkward moment, intensified by the fact there were no other people in the cabin, just the 3 of us, and Flavia was now casting me an expectant look with her big Spanish eyes, which, although glazed, still looked dangerous to me. Completely, I said quickly. That was beautiful. Would you care for some more champagne? Beautiful would not have been my adjective of choice, but I wasn't going to argue with the man who paid my wages, and despite the ringing in my ears, I was glad to see him looking so happy. I'd been working for Tyler for several months now on a freelance basis, and found him to be most pleasant. Impeccable manners, I'd noted. Thankfully, Flavia was not in the mood for more singing. Instead, she and Tyler snuggled up on the sofa at the back of the cabin to watch an old Pedro Almodovar film featuring a bullfighter. By the time we touched down to refuel in Turkey, Flavia was fast asleep, head on Tyler's lap as he stroked her hair. From a distance, it looked as though he were petting a black cat. She was sprawled out along the length of the sofa, legs and feet lost beneath the plume of her dress. I advanced gently. "Good morning, madam, sir," I said, for it was just after 7 a.m. local time. "Is there anything you'd like? Some breakfast? Drinks?" Flavia looked up at me and yawned. Her eye makeup had reached her cheekbones, and stains the shape of rose thorns leaked from the corners of her mouth. "Thanks, Saskia," said Tyler, "but I think we'll hit the hay now." I nodded. "Of course. Just call if you need anything. Sleep well." "If you could wake us for breakfast 90 minutes before landing, that'd be swell. No need to knock." "No problem, sir. The bed's all made," I said, and quietly made my way to the galley. 8 hours later, and now on Singapore time, I was ready to serve breakfast at 8 p.m. All was quiet when I entered the cabin, the ebony door to the boss's bedroom still closed. I gently pressed my ear against it. For once I couldn't hear voices and felt inclined to give the door a gentle tap. But Tyler had told me not to knock, and I didn't want to jolt them awake with a bang if they were sleeping. So I did what I would routinely do when waking Tyler, push the button that sent the spaceship-style door slicing open with a barely audible whish. The first thing I saw was Tyler's feet, square toes splayed, poking out beneath the duvet. I couldn't see his face, because Flavia's bare back was blocking my view. She was kneeling astride him, screwing her hips and groaning, and so I determined, in the few seconds it took me to relocate the button and close the door, that now was not the moment.